Hi guys, it has been quite a while since we last continued on this walkthrough with another bonus episode. Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, we are for more of a hat in time, this lovable game. And we got more mods to talk about, and it's kind of like the final day that I have to do something, so I've been kicked into high gear. We're not covering the DLC at this point. In fact, we're still not even doing Hats Off to You, even though this will be in the same playlist, because this is solely focusing on mods yet again. We're actually getting an achievement in this episode, which is why we're here. But before we do, I want to talk about a few additional mods that, well, I'll probably be using throughout, maybe the DLCs, but definitely throughout Hats Off to You, our mod showcase that has been in the works for a while now, and it's almost done. Which, you know, I'll be talking about as we get to it. So, first of all, the first thing that I want to show off is another official mod. So, on my wheel, you can see that a new hat has appeared. I've kind of gone into my file in and out many a time, deactivating and reactivating mods in order to fix up my wheel. But we've still got pretty much all of our hats from before here, except for the fact that I've now replaced the wing cap with another hat. Nico's hat! Yes, this is not the... well, I think we need to get in the costume for this. With the official in-game Margin of the Night die, there we are. Now we are officially Nico from One Shot. If you don't know, One Shot is a game that I hold very dear to my heart. It's another indie title, similar to, like, well, in the veins of Freedom Planet, which was another indie title just like this game. But in One Shot, I can't really spoil anything, but what I'll say is that there was actually a mod hat that pretty much replaced any other type of hat that you had, but this hat has a unique ability. You spawn a light bulb, and if you throw it, which is something you don't want to do in One Shot, it pretty much acts like a cherry bomb. So, yeah, Nico's hat is effectively a cherry bomb whenever you want it, but be careful, it can hurt you too. So, that's pretty cool. So, I don't know if any mods, like, use it or anything like that. It's just basically a cherry bomb without needing a dweller or a cherry bomb in order to do it. So, there could be some unique mods that could utilize breaking ice without the use of a cherry bomb available, so you have to use Nico's hat in order to do it, but that's pretty cool, you gotta admit. I mean, like, if you want to respawn it, you just, well, you can't respawn it. Once you tap the button, it will just lie there. But, yeah, the reason why it explodes, even though it's a light bulb, which is very odd, is something to do with One Shot. I can't really spoil it, so either watch my Let's Play or play it yourself. I'd recommend playing it yourself, because... yeah, you have to live it to believe it, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I just wanted to show that off, because this is an official mod, and it goes with the official built-in, like, die that is actually in the game. And I like how it actually has its own light source, glow. I mean, it is a light bulb, so that makes sense, but it's just one of the most awesomest things I've seen since there was a fan-made mod, and this is basically the official mod. Okay, so next I want to actually head off this way. In fact, I'm just going to quickly switch to my sprint hat just to make this a little bit faster. I say that and I have to immediately go to my ice hat, or where Lord Helix! We're going to go back into our diary, because you know what I was saying during the Let's Play? It'd be nice if you could actually read some of the previous entries whenever you want. I mean, it's a book, why can't you flip between the pages? Not only that, but you can't get in here until you have the ice hat, which at earliest in the PC version would be like the 7th timepiece, or maybe even the 2nd to the 3rd timepiece in the console versions, because you can get the one at night time in that box in front of the badge seller in Mafia Town. Well, there is a mod called Diary Plus. It pretty much makes it what I wanted it to be. Why is this not a curated mod part of the second DLC pack, Yakuza Metro? I have no idea, but this should be official. This is amazing, and it actually tracks stuff that you've done in the game when you wouldn't actually expect it. As you can see, we've got literally all of them, except for all the DLC entries, because we haven't done those, but we got all of them up to the final chapter, all the in-game ones, the main game, and you can read them whenever you want. So, I mean, we might as well check out some of them that we couldn't read, and they don't appear in a text box, they actually appear in notes, like you're reading it from the book, even though it's not flipping a book or whatnot. It's actually kind of cool. So, I'll read the ones that we can't actually read in-game normally up to day 7. So I am stranded. A big guy in a chef's apron and a suit knocked on my door, and decided to mess everything up. Apparently they're the Mafia of Cooks. Why couldn't I have gotten stranded near a normal planet? In a big splatter of ink. Day 2. I'm not sure what that was supposed to be. Some big laser? No, some big loser stood around and threw barrels at me. I couldn't read that for a second. The O threw me off. Looked like an A. Some even had spikes on. Who has spiked barrels? Level 1 barrel, level 5 explosive, level 35 stabber. Now that's cool. That sort of artwork there, like having like those little diagrams of the TNT, that wasn't part of the main game. That is added flavour to give it just a little bit more character to Hat Kid's Diary, and that's not in the main game. This is an amazing mod. This is an amazing mod that I wanted to show off, and this is something that, like I said, should be in the main game. Wow, I never thought the regular Mafia were weirdos. At least he had a timepiece I could take. How do they keep finding these things? Mud, alien, slime, because that was the trick. But by the way, you just put like mud in your book. How's that gonna work? I mean, I guess it would dry, but at the same time, I could flake away. I don't know. The day 4. Now, one of these guys are so dumb if that's who they put in charge. I guess nobody is the boss now, though. Whoops. Yep, you just killed them, and they're not bothered. That's not a well, actually, that would be labelled as day 5, even though we wouldn't be able to do it as day 5, so that's fair enough. But we can read that at any time. So those were pretty much the main ones that you wouldn't be able to read in time in order to get into this. But at the same time, we wouldn't be able to... No, we would be able to read that because that's when we would finally get an ice yarn. So those would be the ones that we couldn't read. So I implore you to read all of them, including the ones that you couldn't miss, that you could miss, or you just forgot to read. Because, I mean, I've got to get rid of all these new at some point, so... That's cool. So maybe I'll just do like another bonus episode where we just have a look through the entire diary with this mod. Maybe. Maybe I'll do that during Hats Off to You. Maybe I'll do that as another bonus episode during the, well, the next technical bonus episode, which was supposed to be this one, where I get the final achievement, which is the 30 mods, which is what Hats Off to You is going to be for, plus more. But we also have a storybook tab. This actually keeps track of... I'm missing a few. That's a bit odd. This is my 100% file, but apparently I need to collect them again. Okay, that might just be a glitch because maybe when I downloaded the mod, it's detected the levels that... That's what it's done. It's detected the levels that I have open. But because I didn't collect the pages when the mod was active, the mod isn't tracking the pages that I've collected. So in the Let's Play, you know that I have grabbed all of these. You saw me grab them. So I should have all 6, all 9, all 5, all 8... But the mod hasn't tracked that because I didn't have the mod at the time. This is actually quite a recent mod at the time I'm covering this. But this allows you to actually track the pages. Now there's a reason to collect the pages. They do reset when you enter, but the game keeps track so you can read them whenever you want. I just have to go get them again because I didn't have the mod at the time. But that is still really cool. So that's something else I got to do in my own time. I want to check one of these is what I meant to do. Notice now that you can actually read the text. It's not like clashing, and you also have button combinations to hide the description so you can actually see it proper without much covering the screen. And you've got B to exit the podium. Well, last time the buttons and the text were all like just there without any backdrop. Now you got a backdrop. That's a mod. That's called the Better Menus mod, and that's literally all it does. But I just had it because it just looks more clean, and I'm not too sure why that wasn't part of the main game. I mean, it was serviceable in the main game, but this particular mod just makes it a little bit more clean and easy to view. Now, while we've been talking about all these other mods, you may have noticed that there is someone else in our ship. Just sitting up here. Well, we haven't got co-op enabled, so what's going on here? Switch places with Bokid. Heck yeah, we can now play as a Bokid without happening to, you know, let player 2 play as it. There is actually another mode that allows you to play as Bokid throughout the entire game without having this mod, but that's only available if you have the Yakuza Metro DLC for some reason. It should be part of the main game in my opinion, but I guess that just, you know, gives you a reason to have this mod. I mean, maybe that's why they didn't do it because the mod was here, but it still uses the same kind of things. Bokid's, well, it's basically the same as co-op. She's pretty much a carbon copy of Hat Kid. She sounds the same. She has the same voice clips as before. She has all of her abilities, and she has her pink Brelly that Mirror was playing as in that co-op bonus episode that we did before, well, before this bonus episode, but after bonus episode 1, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Of course, all the hats are available except for the Hat Kid flares, because obviously she has her bow, which is kind of ironic because you can get certain things, like if I just equip, say, the Blood Moon. Yes! That's another mod that we have. We have Dyeable Bokid. So, yeah, you just slap on a dye and it just replaces the colours. Basically, the code is like an automatic asset replace. It just replaces all the textures with the colours that you would normally expect to see when you use a die, because it doesn't normally do anything except for the hat or bow that Bokid wears. But now all these work. And by the way, we might as well just keep talking about the dies while we are here. We have all the usual, but we also have Ghost, which is actually Vivian, which kind of matches the, I don't actually have the hat here, but you can see what she has in the icon. Kind of matches the only brewing hat flare in the core game. So that's pretty cool. So if we equip this right now, yeah, we're Vivian. We're basically Vivian. And I think that actually works well with Bokid. That's kind of cool. So we'll go take that off for now, because we've got a few others to show off. We've got Vatty, as I've shown before. We've got the Money Bin, which is Scrooge McDuck. I don't even know why I'm showing all these off, because I didn't actually equip them all before. Because, I mean, I could just go into mods and you can just see what I've equipped right now. I mean, we've actually got a seal hat as well, which I'll get into later. I was supposed to deactivate that, but I'm going to talk about that during the Arctic Cruise, the Seal the Deal DLC, so we'll ignore that for now. Don't plan on using it for now, but I wanted to go here. Got True American, got Wind Waker die, well, full skin pack, which gives you Zelda, Tetra, Medley, and Link. Got Luke Skywalker. I mean, you can kind of tell what they are right here. And you might notice that I also have a Pajama Costume Plus. The Pajama Costume is actually in-game now, I believe, because that was part of DLC 1, Seal the Deal. But there wasn't a variant for Bokid to wear, and it don't work with Bokid. So I downloaded this, so Bokid has her equivalent, and, of course, you get the pillow weapon back. So that's pretty cool. And it's not broken. It doesn't appear in the Rift Roulette anymore. If you equip this, it's immediately available in your menu. So thank you for that. So that was kind of annoying to begin with. As you can see, it's right there again, and these were the ones I was talking about before. Jedi Garb, Opposite Die, the Scrooge McDuck, as I just saw on the screen there. But we also have Train Conductor. Now, I wanted this because, you know, it was... wait, what did I have for a brewing hat? I had the normal brewing hat, didn't I? Ah, screw it, I'll have Vivian. Screw it. But yeah, we had the Conductor's hat, which is actually kind of cool. And in fact, if we wear the mod rocket cap... Actually, I don't think that works. That's not working for... I don't think those are the right colours, because that's a mod die. I mean, they did say that mod dies may have a little bit of a weird colouring effect when it comes to Bokids. Let me dequip that. Let me go back to the main... What? Okay, so that's a little bit of a bug. That's fine. Where's the bow? Let's re-equip that, so that's fixed. That is not fixed. Oh my god, it's replacing the hat that I had equipped. Oh boy, let's fix this. Let's get out of here. Yeah, let's switch again, please. Thank you. Please don't mess up my wheel. Thank you. It's gone back to the normal hat then, so I want to go and pause and... I don't know why my cursor keeps disappearing. I think that's got something to do with mods. Like I said, mods can sometimes break the game. That's a thing. I just need to make sure I mention that, because that could be a problem. But yeah, let me go back to that Train Conductor, because I wanted the Train Conductor mod. There we go. I wanted the Train Conductor die because it's kind of a character die, and in the second DLC pack, you can actually get something based off of Moustache Girl, so that's actually pretty cool. So that's why I wanted to get that, so we had, like, character-based dies. And yeah, we also have Groovy DJ, which is DJ Grooves, which we've seen, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty groovy, darling. So let's go get out of that one more final time, and I think that'll be enough for dies. You've seen enough of those. So yeah, so that's all of that. Now, there's actually one more thing I need to show off in the menu as well, and that is actually what used to be a mod, but is now built in to the main game, which was introduced during the Yakuza DLC, the second DLC pack, because it gives you a baseball bat. I can talk about this because we've seen the trailers. And, well, yeah, the weapon select mod, well, it used to be a mod before it was built in, allowed you to pretty much choose all the weapon mods that you had, because if you remember, we showed off the Monado, and now I have a bunch more installed. I've got Zelda weapon pack, I've got Keyblade weapon pack, and there's the Monado again. I don't know why the text on that is buggered, but that's the ink splatter. And of course we've got the pillow, and yeah, and it also came bundled with a unarmed mod, which if you attack, well, hold on, if you attack, you can go back to your punching from the original game. Well, at the start of the game before you get your umbrella, which is kind of cool because you couldn't do that before, and it came with the original mod for the weapon select. However, because the weapon select is now actually part of the main game, it made the weapon select mod redundant because it was the same thing. I guess it became curated, or because it was necessary, and it removed the unarmed thing, and and the original mod was incompatible. So the unarmed weapon mod, punching like at the beginning of the game, became a separate mod. And finally, one badge that I want to show off is the More Health Plus badge. If you equip it, you just regenerate health. That's pretty much it. So, and you can choose how fast it goes in the debug menu. So that's pretty much all that I had to show in the main area. I wanted to cover all the characters first and all that, but we actually want to come in here because we've got someone in this bin. Switch places with Timmy? Radical! Yep, we've got the scrapped two-player co-op character that was supposed to be, well, the co-op character, until BoKid came along and shoved this dude literally in the bin, which, by the way, Hat Kid's looking all very cute peeking out of this bin. I mean, watch this. What are you doing in there? Yeah, but once again, just like BoKid, Timmy is a carbon copy of Hat Kid. Everything works. He doesn't have any voice though, so that's a thing. And when you equip hats, he wears them just like normal, so that's not a problem. And I believe he's affected by dyes as well. I'm just going to equip Captain of the Sea to make sure that works. Yep, because I have that mod that pretty much allows him to be customizable as well. And you know what? This I can get down with. This, well, if I equip his normal hat, which he doesn't actually have a hat. Yeah, this is more of a casual design for him because I don't understand what the face face paint is for. And what's kind of weird is that after the second DLC came out, this good dude was crashing my game, but now he's fixed, so that's kind of cool. I'm glad that he got recooked. And yeah, so that's really all I have to show off character-wise, unless I wanted to show this off, which I only found out recently, the character select panel. It pretty much allows you to cycle through all of the character mods that you have, which is pretty cool. And it pretty much stops you from, well, stops modders from placing them around and cluttering up the hub world if you want, because, I mean, BoKid doesn't really have any dialogue. Timmy doesn't have any dialogue, but I guess that makes sense because they're both silent because they're supposed to be carbon copies of Hat Kid. But apparently, when they were in development, they all pretty much borrowed the code from Moustache Girl. They just didn't have the dialogue tree. So, yeah, that's the history behind that. There's one more, and it's kind of minor because we're never going to see it in action, but I would implore you to, if you're not going to use any mods, install this mod anyway. This will probably be the only mod that you really, really want. Because, well, other than the diary mod and the better menus mod, you want this mod. If you're not going to use mods, just have these mods because they pretty much add stuff that should have been there. We have this, oh. I never saw that animation. Wow. Okay, that was new. But yeah, if I check this and boot it up.
Greetings user, undefined user. Welcome to your home computing experience. Open application.
I was doing a very robotic voice that I used to use in one shot. Like, oh, I talk like this. I actually sound like the robots from Metropolis and Spyro 2. The original, not the remake. Because they don't sound like this. I did that voice, but now he actually has a voice. That's the computer voice mod. Get that mod. Definitely get that mod. I mean, you would probably go through it a lot slower than I did, but that is really cool. So, I think it's time for the main event that I actually wanted to make this video for in the first... Okay, the hat broke. I can't use the ice hat. What the hell? Why can't I not use the ice hat? Okay, let me change it over. Okay, I've reloaded the game. Let's see if that fixed my hat. Well, it did, but it respawned me up here anyway, so that's not an issue. But that was an issue because it broke my hat. Okay, so I guess replacing your hat manually as BoKid, or maybe any character, well, other than Moustache Girl, unless you set her to be a carbon copy of Hat Kid, breaks the game a bit by breaking the hat. And for some reason, my icon keeps disappearing. I don't know what that's about. Well, anyway, crisis averted. I want to... Well, why is my... Sorry, I don't know why my hats keep getting replaced. Completionist hat, please. Thank you. Now I'm happy. That was starting to wind me up a bit there. Time for the main event. As soon as I'm done with covering all the extra, like, miscellaneous mods before getting into the main event, things break. I mean, mods are going to break. It's a thing. It's like, they're not going to be perfect. But there is a new mode in the modding community, and this is kind of like the equivalent of a Splatfest. There's a challenge mode where it pretty much gives you 3 mod levels to go through. If you don't have them and you press play, it will download them for you so you can play them. Some mods do require DLC, and these mod levels we haven't played before. I will get, well, because we're going to be covering these as we're doing this gauntlet, I will go at like in my own time out of the way to get the timepieces for this, so we'll technically have 3 mod tokens after this, so I'll probably have those edited in, even though they're not actually going to give us the mod rift tokens, because you've got to play it separately in order to do it. So you don't get mod rift tokens / mod timepieces during this. It actually uses elements from Death Wish. You have 3 lives to do the whole 3 levels, selected by the community, and if you lose all 3 lives, you have to do all 3 again. If you do all 3, you get a trophy, and the trophy does get added to your file. You have a little icon in the corner on this screen, and you'll have a tally on the screen on the main menu on the total screen. And because I want to have 100%, I'm going to have to do this, and because these are like Splatfests, this ends tomorrow. I'm recording this on the 16th of the 6th. This ends on the 17th of the 6th, these particular 3. So that'll be a trophy I will be missing. But I need to also cover this as part of the main Let's Play, because there is an achievement behind it. Challenge Road, beat it once. So you still have to do it at least once. So yeah, anyway, we have Runaway Rift, which is basically like a normal blue time rift. We have Metro Rift, which is like a mixture of a blue as well as a purple time rift. Basically like a mini Metro from the Yakuza, and it uses elements from the Yakuza, so we're getting a little bit of spoilers there. Plus, the concept of this is also using elements from Death Wish, so there's a bit of spoilers there. But you don't need Death Wish in order to actually do this. The elements are just in the game. And Foggin Monkey Mauve Metro is basically like a purple time rift, but using elements introduced in the Yakuza Metro in just basically a blue rift kind of area, but not using the blue rift assets, and that makes any sense at all. You'll see what I mean when we're going through it. So we're going to press play, and of course I'll have links in the description for these levels so you can play them yourself. So in a way, this should be a hats off to you video, but because we're getting an achievement, I haven't got my logo, so that's technically still in the works. But yeah, so we have 3 lives remaining. Of course, what's his face laughs. We've also got like Miiverse style like comments here, so that's kind of cool. I mean, I can't do any of those right now because I don't have the Yakuza DLC on, or can I? Nope, I just set the camera behind me and that messed me up. Oopsie poopsie, that's fine. So yeah, this is just a normal blue time rift. Like I said, I'll go do these again off screen in order to get the I don't know what happened to the camera there. I'll go back off screen and do all these again off screen to get the mod timepieces / time rifts, because you don't need to see me play these twice. If they've already featured, they've been featured, so that's a thing. It's just that you got to do them under this stipulation in order to get yourself a trophy, and it's cool. It's a literal trophy. It's basically getting a I thought I could have done that. That would have been cool. Oh well. I think it's supposed to spin, actually. No, it's not. I mean, I already did this today because I was on my main file just to see how it works, and yeah, that's a bit buggy. So don't hug the side of the pole when that's going up, because that'll bug you out. So here, what I want to do is just keep on jumping, and right before I land on this, activate the time stop hat, because you've got to get this angle correct. I didn't do it correct, so I need to save myself. There we are. I should have the Mad Hatter badge on, to be honest. That was a mistake. I should equip that. Let me get rid of the magnet, because I want to keep the health ponds in case if I do actually fall. But, you know, I could just use the Mario wing cap if I need any help. There we go. So I have that. Because money is not an issue at the moment. So, let's get up here. Just for frame of reference, I'm still using my Nintendo Switch controller, but I'm still using, oh, shoot. Messed that up. At least I can survive. I'm still using my Switch controller. That's never going to change. That's my control method preference. What did I do that for? Well, thankfully, I voided out because I landed on the floor as well. So that would have been terrible if I had to redo all that. Right, so I need to angle myself. This is just a little bit janky in my opinion. That's the hardest part of the level. And you got to double jump right when you hit the edge here, because otherwise you're not going to have enough height to grab the ledge. You'll just plummet otherwise. That's probably the most dickish part of the level in my opinion. So, this is easy, because Hackid actually does quite well when walking in a straight line. Plus, this is just wide enough that you have a little bit of leeway anyway. So, quite chuffed about that. This is a little bit annoying. Nailed it, though. Just carefully walk over here. Sigh, makes sense. I'm not entirely too sure how you place those. Maybe you just do like a... Shoot! Oh, back down here again, really? Alright, let me cut until I get back up there. Alright, so I'm back. So yeah, I'm not too sure how you place these. Maybe it's something that the developer places, or maybe they are like Miiverse comments back in the days in Mario Maker, so that may be a thing. Right, so I'm going to slow down time just so I nail the jump. I mean, I can do it without slowing down time, but apparently I'm terrible. And just so you know, if people haven't been following on my Discord server, because that's why I keep people mostly up to date with, like, behind the scenes kind of stuff, like when you're not Patreons, because that's I feel like that's quite nice for people. Basically, the reason why it's been taking me forever to get through this is, well, getting back to A Hat in Time, mostly is because of other projects, life, work, friends. Oh, shoot, no, please don't. Okay, I'll start back here, thank God. But yeah, it's because of, like, work and all that, and planning my route through the Death Wishes, and just doing the Death Wishes. I mean, I'm gonna have to perfect them all. That's the problem. It's like, because this is like, personally one of my best, like, walkthroughs I've ever done. Obviously, this bonus episode, it's been doing it's a little bit more off the cuff, a little bit more freeform and less planned out, but you get what I mean. It's like, oh, why did I not press X? I was being quiet as well in order to concentrate. I didn't do it. But yeah, it's like, I've been trying to plan my route through the Death Wishes, and it's been kind of maddening because the added stipulations are just time limits. I'm just going to say right now, just as a warning, it's like, it's going to be montagey. That's pretty much how I'm going to do it, because I'm not going to be able to commentate on pretty much 80% of them, 80 to 90% of them, because it's just rage-inducing for me. I just don't like them. I think they kind of, like, tarnish the game a bit. I'm just saying that right now because it's just, really. Right, so what I want to do here is activate this. Then jump over here, bounce, there we are. So you've pretty much just got to plan your jumps. We've pretty much done these puzzles before, but they're a little bit more intricate. Got to jump, activate the Dweller Hat, come out of it, so we're around solid ground. Don't want to use it here, you can do if you want, but I just prefer just doing a lunge to the corner. Which Hat Kid did not run up? Why did you not run up the side? I am so confused. That's never happened. It's, well, that's one of the things that normally happen in Death Wish, I'll say that, but I've played this level a bunch of times already, and I haven't had that problem, where Hat Kid just goes against the, I pressed the hat button to deactivate. Okay, this is, wow, I mention it and it happens. The problem I have with the Death Wishes the most is that it's added difficulty by just, you know, having a time limit on screen. And that's pretty much it. It's just got a time limit, and that makes it harder. But then my controls start to, like, all the game's basic mechanics decide to mess up in ways they shouldn't. And it just makes it even harder. I forgot that was there. It just makes it even harder than it should be, and that's what makes me mad. And that's the problem. I've already said many a time that I'm not the best at platformers, but that's just how it is, and I should have had the time stop hat there. But yeah, that would have been a mod rift token that will come up on screen right now, but if you are doing a challenge run or challenge road run like I am, you won't get a mod rift token because I just didn't. I've just edited it on the screen because I'm going to do that off screen. Just reiterating for the sake of it. It's because we're covering these levels, but I haven't really got control over it, and it's not giving it to me because I have to do it again, which I don't really want to do. And you know what? I'm just going to, you know, either play through it again normally myself, or just use the Mario Cap to cheese the level. Because I've already done them, and I've done them under stipulations. I shouldn't have to do them again. I mean, if you haven't got them before, I feel like they should give you a mod rift token, but I don't know. It's a bit weird. I guess if it's for people that want to play the level properly without focusing. But yeah, we're getting a lot of DLC 2 stuff here. In fact, we've got some DLC 1 stuff here as well, which I want to read. Just go into Blue Metro first, miss. Warning, if you get no checkpoint at Blue if you go to the green. And yeah, so we want to go do that in order. And the funny thing is, the blue is quite long in comparison to the green. They're both quite difficult in their own right. Basically, this one's just like using Dweller Hat to go through walls and keep timing your jumps. As you can see here, you can see that the cats will go through, they'll disappear, but they'll keep reloading. I mean, to be honest, the de-rendering is kind of janky. I'm guessing in the Neo Yakuza Metro level, they kind of despawn behind the walls, so you don't see that, but the person who made this mod obviously didn't really care about that. But there's also a lot more, and, you know, it's a mod level. It can be as weird as you want it to be. So, it could be, like, fragmented. But yeah, you're supposed to pretty much just jump all the way through here, go all the way one way, and then come back on yourself on that side. But the thing is, if I get to this point over here... Oh, jeez. For some reason, you have a lot of momentum. You can just do this to cut off, like, half the level. So instead of going, like... Because, look, you can see, you got to go all the way up there, then around, and then back on yourself, and come over this way. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. And to be honest, I did that myself when I was doing these levels on my personal file. just to see how, you know, the trophies are handled and how it all works and whatnot, because it was my first time playing the challenge road. That's why I know what I'm doing in these three mod levels. But yeah, I mean, hats off to you. It's going to be a lot more blind, I'll say that, unless it's a mod I've already played and I'm showing it off, because why not? Like the previous bonus episode. That's not co-op. Alright, so this one's a little bit more taxing. You definitely want the time hat for this, because what we got to do is wait for him to respawn, which, by the way, it stretches out of the wall. Do not touch these signs. They will electrocute you. Ouch, I couldn't do anything about that. This is why you want the time hack, because if you're going too fast for your own liking, you can just, you know, slow down time so you can plan your movements more accordingly, so you have a little bit more time. And the Mad Hatter badge recharges it a lot quicker. You want to stay in the middle for this turn, because this turn's really janky on the camera. There we are. Once you know what you're doing, it's pretty simple. I'm actually going to slow down time here so I can make... I thought I could jump high enough with a double jump for that. Apparently not. That's annoying. There we are. I only took a couple of hits, but I made it. Didn't have to use the time stop hat that much. But, oh, poo. I did a boo-boo. There's a key here, but I can't grab it because I already have a key. But thankfully we have a checkpoint, which is what the seals were warning us about. Because the gimmick here is that you go through once the blue metro, you get a key. You go for the green metro, you get another key. But you have to go to the pink metro to use one of the two keys to progress. And you do not get a checkpoint when you do this. So, if I'm correct, I should just be able to void out and go up here. So, maybe it was a good thing that I did that incorrectly, because I said, oh, I've done this before, I know what I'm doing. Immediately forget while I say that I have to go drop off a key. But the checkpoint helps. I'm guessing the checkpoint is, like, handled by, not by if you reach the location, but in what order you do things in. So if you did the blue first, then the one in the green actually activates. I don't know if there's, like, a checkpoint the other way around, but someone will have to quote me on that, because I did it this way around all the time. And yeah, some of these cats can attack you, but you can't hit them. They're treated as NPCs, but they're aggressive NPCs. I need to change the Dweller Mask. Let's get our Hollow. There we are. Oh shit, that's the end of the train. I was pushing my luck there. You know when it's the end of the train when you have that red bar at the end. You won't get pushed out, it's literally just a thin wall, so that's pretty cool. Just plan your jumps accordingly. This is what I meant by, like, it's like a combination of both a blue and a purple time rift. Because it's got elements from the level, but it's also just got the usual blue rift elements. Which mods can take liberties with, which I find quite awesome. Makes it more unique. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for the next lot. It would be a little bit more harrowing and a lot more difficult if you had to do it on the one train and they didn't respawn, but how else are they supposed to respawn? This video is also probably going to be quite long. I got stuck. That's not good. This video is also going to be quite long, which I can't really control because this is the main thing, but I wanted to cover all those other things because this is part of the main Let's Play, as well as technically hats off to you in terms of content, so that's a thing. What I want to do right now is have the time stop hat, excuse me. It was highlighting and I let go, you don't switch. So if you don't think you can do this quick enough, oh shit, I'm going to slow down. Then you can just slow down time. Or you can run alongside the train, well, run down with the train, but you may run out of train in order to do that with. There we are. And that's the end, as you see here. You see that paw flap? Well, they're supposed to hide behind them so you wouldn't see that they would disappear. But see, as you can see, they come quite often. Like, there's already another train following right behind it. Anyway, that's that bit done. Now, the thing that you may not have noticed is that your health, I believe, carries over from challenge run to challenge run. You're just doing mod after mod after mod. So, yeah. And by the way, obviously we're getting a bit of spoilers for Death Wish in terms of the purple timepieces don't count as timepieces, just as an end flag. And obviously the life system, that's from Death Wish. As well as the music cues, like when we grab a timepiece. As well as the purple fade in like this. So, I mean, obviously that's going to be like when we actually start covering the Death Wish, well, the Seal the Deal DLC, but, you know, that's not going to be fun. That's why it's taking me forever. So, this is a mechanic that is introduced into Yakuza DLC, the second DLC pack. There are ponds that are linked together that don't do anything other than, like, charge something. And we need to collect 50 of these particular ponds. Think of them as basically the 100 coin star or something from the Mario games. You do that and then you get like a timepiece or something. So there's pieces right in front of us, but, well, ponds in front of us, but we've got this right here. If you want to go straight to the end of the level, just use this, and if you just look up, the timepieces, or the end, is right behind that force field, which is what we need these ponds for. And as I said, we're at the end of the level, so keep that in mind. Also, I believe there are 2 rift tokens in this level, which I've only found 1, and there's one right there. As I've said before, I'm not grabbing, I'll try not to grab rift tokens or yarn from mod levels for the sake of keeping count. Plus, they're not keeping count for the main game, and they're not really necessary, so I don't really need to grab them, because we're going to get more than enough by grabbing the 30 from doing mods anyway. So, and there's a lot of ponds here, so this is a good level if you just want to grind up some money. Someone's made a comment here like, lots of money. Had kids are swimming in piles of dosh. It makes sense. Trying to be American, even though this is more Japanese. But yeah, there are 2 rift tokens. I've only found this one. I don't know where the other one is. So, yeah, that's a thing. I did not think I could grab it from that side. That's a problem. And there's a lot of Neokuza things in this level as well, where you can, like, talk to vendors, like this dude here, and he does have his voice acting. And you can, like, buy certain food in order to combine and possibly get an additional health. But I don't need that, and I will be covering that when we're actually doing the Yakuza Metro, so yeah, I'm not going to be doing that for now. So anything Yakuza Metro related I'm not doing until we're actually in Yakuza Metro, because that's when it's first introduced. So, I mean, this is kind of weird, like breaking the trend, but because this particular trophy is going to end, and this was the first challenge road, this is I've pretty much left this as late as possible. And I just thought, you know what, screw it, I might as well do it. I want a perfect file if possible. Which is kind of odd because there were 2 rift tokens that were added behind the mail, well, in the mail room behind the Mafia dude in the PC version at some point, but now those 2 rift tokens are gone and I don't know why. They appeared and I don't know why, and they disappeared and I don't know why. And I've checked update patches and they're not there. I was going to mention that at the beginning of this video, like I was going to cover something here, but it's not here anymore and I don't know why. Now I've just covered it and I don't know why. But yeah, I don't know why those tokens are gone. Hoping to get some feedback on the official Hat in Time Discord. They've been very helpful in planning this walkthrough in general. So I want to thank them yet once again, like I had at the start of this entire thing. Wouldn't been able to plan this as much as I have without it. I mean, obviously this was kind of unplanned, but I kind of like did like a quick plan of what I've played through it on my own file. I went through it all. Well, I went through all my mods and just made a list of what I wanted to cover, which is why there's some cuts, because, like I said, very off the cuff. Plus, there was quite a lot of mods to cover. So, like I said, this may be one of the more unprofessional episodes of the thing, but bonus episodes tend to be like that, like with the co-op. No offense to Meryl, but, you know, it's co-op. You're not going to be in sync unless you have a script, so... And we work better without a script, so... I only made bullet points. So... Plus, the co-op came out just at that point, and that was like the only time that Meryl and I could meet up at the time, and it was like, that was the thing. Plus, the video was well received anyway, so I thank you guys for that. I haven't actually mentioned that, but that video was probably the most well received as well as the most craziest episode of the entire project, so thank you guys. Right, so we're still grabbing these charges. There's not really much else to do, really. We're just exploring, grabbing all these things. The last few are pretty much back over here. There's actually more than necessary. That's a problem. Yep, you can't land on the train tracks. They're holographic, so they just show you where the train's going to go. So you got to be careful where you jump. I should have to... Whoa, what's with the lag here? I was trying to change hats, and for some reason my button was let go, even though I was still holding the right bumper. Or R, in this case, because I'm using a Switch controller. Which, by the way, it's been a year now since the Nintendo Switch version was teased. Still no release date or info about that. Not even during 2 E3s so far. So that's a thing. Kind of weird that. I kind of missed a couple of these. That's not a problem, because if we just head up to the last part of the level here, which you don't really need to do, you can get the rest of them. Like I said, there's I think there's about 100 or 75, so you don't need all of them. But there's more than enough in order to do what we need to do. So what we got to do now is grab that, we'll have our trophy, and that'll be all fresh and dandy, fresh and delicious. By the way, as you saw when we did the challenge road, it used the same title graphic as the award ceremony, which is like one of the only areas that you can't go back to. There's actually one of the timepieces you can't re-grab, which would be super easy for one of the Death Wishes, I'll tell you what, but can't do that. And yeah, that's because the trophies you get are actually those trophies. And like I said, there'll be a tally in the corner of how many you grabbed on the on the community tab, as we'll see once we get out, because we've done it. We've beat the challenge road. That means we'll get an achievement. I already have it, so I have to edit on screen myself, because I already did it earlier today, because I wanted to know how it works. But yeah, yeah, that's the entire challenge road. The trophies will appear on the corner on the challenge road community tab, as well as a separate counter on your file on the title screen, the main screen, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, the two rift tokens I was talking about, there was one right here, and there was one right here. I don't know what's happened to them. If I can get some feedback, I might be able to cover them, but I didn't have any footage, so I don't know what to do about that. So they're going to be left ambiguous until we continue with, well, until we start with the Seal the Deal DLC. So if we check in again, there we are, we have a little trophy at the corner there, and by the way, I must also mention that even in the main game, the title screen is completely changed, but since that was changed during the Yakuza Metro, I won't be showing off the title screen, or the main screen, the file selection screen, until we get the Yakuza Metro, because that's when it was changed. Plus, I need to do that anyway, because in the Yakuza Metro DLC, as I already mentioned, you can actually play the whole game with Bokid without playing co-op, or having the playable Bokid mod. So I needed to cover all that. That's why this video is incredibly long, because there was a lot of stuff to cover, like quality of life changes in terms of mods, other mods that I want to use throughout. Hats off to you, as well as the main game once we continue with the DLC. And, well, we just got a lot of money. And we also have a trophy, so I guess, well, for any other challenge roads that I do, they will be part of Hats Off to You, because they'll be covering the mods. This means that we're now up to 6 mod tokens before we even start Hats Off to You, because I'm going to play those 3 levels again right now, once I'm done recording, so that we have those as mod rift tokens. And not only that, but we'll be also covering other mods in Hats Off to You as well. We'll just have, well, less mods to go through. And every other challenge road that we do will be part of that, because every other trophy is pretty much obsolete. Because like I said, you only need 1 in order to get the achievement. And because you do 1, unless they cycle through, if you miss 1, that's it. Like a Splatfest, 1 chance is all you get. That's the only chance you can get that equipment. So that's it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this crazy, like, loadout of mods, in order to, well, re-give hype for the Hats Off to You mod showcase series, as well as make more progress in the actual walkthrough, even though this is probably the last achievement that came out after all the DLC and stuff. This is the latest thing that was added to the main game, and it's a main game thing. It's just that the mods that we used kind of require both DLC in order to do, which is kind of a problem. So unless you have the DLC, well, I haven't got the DLC installed. I've got the DLC and it's registered in Steam, but the reason why we didn't have like anything show up in Hat Kid's room or get any different cutscene when opening up the game is because I deactivated them, so we don't mess up the flow for the rest of the Let's Play. Oh boy, so much exposition, but I'll stop with my babbling now. I'll let you guys go. Have a nice day. See you guys in the next episode for Hats Off to You, and when we finally start, Seal the Deal. See you guys then. Hold it! Okay, so I haven't actually taken down any of my setup. I just thought I'll go get the timepieces now, so I get the mod rift tokens for the levels we've just done. But because it was a rift, stupid me, not only do I get the rift token, but because it's a rift, I get a free spin. So I need to go show these off as well. So the video just keeps getting longer. I forget what that is. I'm gonna skip. Well, that's a new remix, so I'm taking that. Green Hill, the Charleston. Oh, well, that's another mod I need to actually talk about. I didn't actually talk about that. So, let me go back to mods again. There was another mod that was active because my brother Moss Aaron wanted it, but you know what? It adds more stuff to the Rift Roulette. Because I didn't actually think we were going to get the Rift Roulette, I didn't want to talk about it. So, extra mod. Basically, this mod adds 8 new remixes. The first one is the Green Hill, the Charleston. And, well, yeah, that's what we got. So, it gives us 8 remixes from other things. So it's just more stuff for us to get out of the Rift. I mean, we're going to get more than enough mod Rift tokens, which will add up to normal Rift tokens, of course, to use. They're giving us 30 additional, well, like, yeah, 10 additional spins, effectively. So we might as well have some more stuff in the Rift Roulette to put those towards. Okay, so the Metro Rift is another Rift, so... you know what? You've just given me that, so you know what? I'm going to give that. Oh, apparently Timmy has hat flares. I completely forgot about that. So we'll take that now, I guess. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh, well, never mind. That I want. What? Come on. I don't know why some of these mods are broken. This is just undermining this entire video. I was done. I was just going to finish. And then you had to go do this. Where is it? Alright, you know what? We'll have the Hogwarts dies on then because you've just given me Slytherin. Since we got to end this off somehow, I'm just curious. I haven't got it in my wheel. So what I'll just do is go down here quickly. Can I fly above the barrier? Oh, and by the way, the radar hat. I never talked about this mod as well. If I use it, it has icons everywhere, which I can actually see where the other Rift token is now. So now we know where it is. But this is going to help me plan out my routes a lot better. I won't use it during the main project. I just thought I'd mention that. But anyway, oh, it actually does have a ceiling. That is something I did not know. I wanted to check to see if he covered all bases, and it does have a ceiling. So I'm going to have to play this level proper in order to grab all the items. So, see you guys in a bit. Loads of money! It's like Scrooge McDuck. Get it? Because I'm wearing the dye. That's all free done.